Do you guys hate losing to the New York Knicks? Well, here's your chance to fix that. Go on ahead and help us by subscribing on Celtics Today by Chat Sports. That way we can win the August subscriber battle with Marshy Green and the rest of the crew over at Knicks Now here at Chat Sports. They're currently beating us 135-94. So all you guys have to do to make sure the Celtics beat the Knicks is hit that sub button. Crazy topic coming up here on Celtics Today by Chat Sports. I'm still your host, Allie Barefoot, but there was a pretty interesting rumor on the Celtics that they could actually win gold at the Summer Olympics. As of right now, Team USA is trying to do that, but the Boston Celtics, who were so dominant this last year in the NBA, has got some NBA analysts out there saying, hey, look, you put that team going up against the world, going international, and they could still do what they did this last season, and that's win. It's coming from the one, the only ESPN's Brian Windhorst. He said, if the Boston Celtics were in the Olympics, I think they'd have a very, very good chance to win it. Obviously, they'd be pulling some players off of Team USA, but coming together, I think they'd have a great chance to win. So I'm not going to back down from the Celtics calling themselves world champs. We know the NBA is made up of international players, some here born in the United States, some born elsewhere, and that's what's so great about the National Basketball Association. But it got me thinking, let's be hypothetical here for 1 second. It's the offseason. Let's have a little bit of fun. And let's talk about the Boston Celtics starting five as if they were Team USA. They do this for the All-Star game where you have 3 versus 3 and they'll take, 3 rookies from different teams, or they'll take 3 players from the same team. So let's pretend the Boston Celtics are Team USA. Well, you're going to have Brown, who I think should be on Team USA regardless, Kristaps Porzingis, Derrick White, Jayson Tatum, Jrue Holiday. It's got to be arguably the best starting 5 in the NBA right now, but it goes a step further. Al Horford would also be in there. Luke Cornett, Xavier Tillman, O'Shea Brissett, if he were to come back, Sam Hauser, and Payton Pritchard. And like I said, all hypothetical, so we're not focusing on Kristaps Porzingis being Latvian right now. We're just saying if they had the opportunity to represent USA as a team, this is what it would be. But did you know that the latest report out there says that when the Olympics open, there were at least 81 current or former NBA players as part of the 12-team 12-man rosters. It is not just Jayson Tatum, Derrick White, and Jrue Holiday out there. There are several NBA players who went home to go play for their country, just like Kristaps Porzingis was going to before he got injured. So now as I'm taking a look at all of these different teams in the Olympics right now, going up against the Boston Celtics as we know it, it would be pretty interesting. So let's talk about the French NBA players right now, which of course the Celtics have played all of them in the last 82 games of the regular season. Nicolas Batum, Victor Wembanyama would be awesome to go up against the Boston Celtics, paired up with Rudy Gobert, Evan Fournier, and then you have Bilal. So this is a pretty interesting starting 5, but if I'm putting this 5 against our 5, I got the Celtics at 1-0. And this, of course, I'm not going to go through every single 12 team in the Olympics, but the most notable names here. So I've got the Celtics beating the French NBA players 1-0. Then if you look at the Canadian NBA players, here's where it starts to get a little bit spicy. You got SGA paired with Jamal Murray, who just won the NBA Finals 2 years ago. RJ Barrett, who I'm a fan of, even though he didn't really work out with the New York Knicks. Andrew Nembhard, who has proven to give the Boston Celtics a run for their money. And then you got self-proclaimed NBA villain Dillon Brooks. I think the Canadian NBA team would be extremely hard to beat. I do think the Boston Celtics would come out of this, but this is a really stacked roster as well. They've been doing pretty well in the Olympics. So right now, I'm going to take the Celtics over the Canadian NBA players who are currently representing their country, and I've got 2-0. But the Serbian NBA players, this is where I had the Celtics losing. You've got Jokic. You've got Jovic. Bogdan Bogdanovic, which we know handed the Boston Celtics 2 straight losses with the Atlanta Hawks. You got Vasily. You got Alec as well. And all I'm looking at here is the Joker. The Joker paired up with anybody can make magic happen. I don't know if the Boston Celtics could take this Serbian team, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'll move on once more to the Australian players right now competing in the Olympics. Patty Mills, Josh Giddey, Josh Green, Dyson Daniels, and Joe Ingles. Patty Mills is one of those players where he thrives in competition like this. The most recent games I've seen Patty Mills working out in, he's played excellent. Even though in the NBA, he tends to come off the bench. Josh Giddey, now a new Chicago Bull, he also's got a good bag on him. Josh Green, Dyson Daniels, I think they could give the Boston Celtics a bit of a tough time, but overall, I'm going to take the Celtics beating the Australian NBA players, which leaves me with 3-1, a record just going up against 4 teams in the Olympics. But Payton Pritchard thinks different. PP actually commented on these rumors saying, I'd bet my money on it that we would. I'm not going to say it's a done deal for sure, but he said you win an NBA championship, go through a whole season like that, and learn to play together, yeah, we'd be all right. You got to think the Boston Celtics, I mean, they just click. They work so well. And obviously, the Boston Celtics are made up of different nationalities, which is awesome. So in a real world, Kristaps Porzingis would not play for the Boston Celtics. He wanted to play for Latvia this summer, but the injury did keep him off that team. But that's why I love the Olympics. It's full of great talent that we get to watch year in, year out at the NBA. So why not? Why not say the Boston Celtics could win gold? They obviously dominated the last year in the NBA playing these players who are just now in a different uniform for the summer. I think it'd be very cool if the Celtics got to play internationally. We got to watch them play for the other 3 months of the year and just have a great time. But it's all hypothetical, of course. What say you? Do you guys agree with Brian Windhorst and Payton Pritchard? Could the Boston Celtics win gold at the Summer Olympics? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. While I tell you guys about our sponsor here at Celtics Today by Chat Sports, this is the only app I have on my phone to get tickets. I have gotten numerous events, sporting events and concerts through Game Time. And here's why I love using this app. Number one, the way you can see what your view will be from your seat sells me every single time. Sometimes I just use the Game Time app to see what kind of seats I could get for a concert or a game that I'm not 100% sure I want to. However, when I see my favorite artists come into town like Zach Bryan, I get those tickets way in advance. But if you guys aren't like that and you need to get last-minute ticket deals, the good news is you can do that on Game Time while seeing your view from the seats and the lowest price guaranteed. I know it's not Celtics season just yet, but the Patriots preseason starts tomorrow. If you want to go see Drake May and the Patriots in Gillette Stadium, use Game Time. If you guys want to see the Boston Red Sox at Fenway in your backyard take on the cheaters, the Houston Astros, or take on the former MLB champions, the Texas Rangers, go on ahead and download Game Time. All you have to do is create an account, use promo code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS. You're going to get $20 off your first purchase while terms do apply. What's better than that? Lowest price guaranteed 24/7. Download Game Time today. I promise you're not going to regret it. I've been talking about the Boston Celtics playing for Team USA so far, and this thought popped into my head. Are the Celtics ever going to get a rest? Truly, they just won the NBA Finals, and now I'm talking about them possibly winning gold. Not all of them, but a lot. More than any other team who has amount of players on Team USA right now. Are the Boston Celtics getting enough rest to be able to run it back next season? Let's take a look at what the starting five's doing right now. You've got Tatum, Derrick White, Jrue Holiday, Olympics, playing at the highest level internationally to help represent their country. Jaylen Brown, who's had a pretty mild offseason. He's been doing some foundation work. He's been traveling. He got a new girlfriend. So it seems pretty mild. I think he should be along with these other three, but that's a different video. Kristaps Porzingis, well, he's rehabbing. He had surgery to fix the left leg that he injured in the finals. I'm seeing no rest for the starting five. They're doing what they need to do. Obviously, they're having fun. They're allowed to do whatever they want. But you got to think most NBA teams have been off since April. The Celtics just got done with their season like last month, maybe even 2 months ago at this point. When you look at it in a grand scheme of things, on June 17th, your Boston Celtics became NBA Finals champions. July 5th, 3 of them reported to the Olympics, not even a month later. Then in September, training camp report does start for the Boston Celtics. This is when they start to get back together. That's just slightly over a month from the Olympics ending. And then October 4th, they go to Abu Dhabi to play the Denver Nuggets. When does it stop? I know you're probably thinking, Allie, they're professional athletes. They get paid millions of dollars to do this all year long, and I get it. But I'm worried about the injuries. You have to be, right? You have to think, when does it run out? Because we have been very, very fortunate this last year to only have Kristaps Porzingis have the biggest injury of the year. We were healthy throughout. But with all this playing, all this exercise, all this go, 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 I'm worried about injuries this season. Not to mention, the Celtics are already without Kristaps Porzingis for the first 2 months, which is going to put even more of a strain on the Celtics to make up for his scoring, to make up for his defense. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be an easy start to the Boston Celtics season. It may be, but if it is, then there needs to be a 30 for 30 on this team because it's just unreal what they're doing. But I'm getting a little bit nervous, but that might just be me looking and seeing what all these players are doing, and maybe I'm dismissing Boston Celtics basketball. So what about you? Do you guys think the Celtics will be ready for the 2024-25 season, or do you think they're going to be worn out, tired of basketball? I remember I saw an interview with Sam Hauser asking, hey, Sam, you working out yet? He goes, nope, I need a break. I do not want to touch a basketball. But some of them don't have that option. So what say you? But go on ahead, hit that sub button for me if you guys have not already. Anything and everything Boston Celtics you can find right here at Celtics Today by Chat Sports for free.